Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to Cornwall, welcome back to my living room, and welcome to a broken foot, swollen leg, injured back update, because that seems to be dominating everything at the moment. At least for me, because I'm attached to all of those things. But wait, there's more, yes. A quick recap for anyone who is either new here or hasn't really kept up with what's going on with the channel. So, 5 weeks ago now, 5 weeks ago tomorrow, in fact. 5 weeks ago, I rolled my ankle, thought it was a sprain, turned out it was broken. A week and a half later, I'm having a shower before going to work, and the pain in my foot is incredible. It's more than normal, and I'm thinking, oh, I need to go to the hospital to get it looked at. Start freaking myself out because hospitals are scary. And end up passing out in the shower. Well, my shower isn't a bath, so what I do is I fall backwards against the side of the bath, hit my back, and basically push all the ribs and everything. And when I come to, about half an hour later, can't move, can barely breathe, it's very painful to do anything, so I call an ambulance. They say the ambulance can be with you, but it's going to take a while. So my stepdad takes me to hospital, I go to triage, and because I'm wearing my Jimmy Jams, I got into my Jimmy Jams, my pajamas, my feet are on display. So they go, well, okay, you're in here for your back, but your foot looks broken. So I received a couple of x-rays on my feet, on my foot, and they gave me a couple of crutches. They gave me some naproxen, which is painkiller, and they gave me a boot, a plastic boot, which goes on your leg and all gets like Velcroed up. So a couple of weeks later, a couple of weeks after that, I'm going around on my crutches, my foot in a boot. It feels a bit better to have the boot on, but Monday morning, I'm going to work and my leg is swollen up from the knee down. So knee down on the broken side, so the bit that's attached to the broken foot, that's all swelling up. So my calf is swelling up and my foot's swelling up, and it's incredibly painful, like really, really painful. Get into the shower, and it takes a lot longer to get the day started. And I mentioned this to Mum. So Mum that Wednesday says, how's life? How's work and everything? And I'm like, it's fine, everything's okay, except my damn leg's swelling up. And she's like, go and see a doctor immediately. So I immediately, after the phone call, contact my doctors, get an appointment. Next day, doctor looks at my leg, measures it, does everything, and says it's probably a blood clot. We're going to start you on apixaban. So apixaban, let's see if we can do this without doxing myself. Apixaban Accord. There you go. And now the exposure is going to be like nuclear exposure. There we go. Fine. So apixaban Accord is a blood thinner. It's an anticoagulant, and what it does is it, if I get cut or if I get hit, I'm going to bruise more, I'm going to bleed more. But I was on a loading dose, which is 2 tablets a day, morning and evening. And my doctor also recommended or went to the local hospital, the big hospital. There's several hospitals in the area, and said I would need an ultrasound on my leg to see if there's any blood clots in my leg. So we're already taking the medication for blood clots, which is fine. So a week later, so the last week gone, I ended up at the big hospital in Truro, and I've never been inside the big hospital. I've taken people there. I've taken quite a few people there, but I've never been inside myself. So I walk in, go past reception, go and find vascular studies, and I'm sat there, and I'm absolutely terrified because hospitals terrify me. And for the same reason I passed out in the shower, I'm really nervous because everyone I've spoken to up until that point is like, oh, what if it is blood clots? They might just do surgery and pull them out. Boink. And I'm like, oh, one of my absolute biggest fears is being made unconscious. I don't drink alcohol. I used to when I was younger, but not anymore, because I don't like being out of control of my body, and being made unconscious for surgery sounds kind of like being out of control of your body. I would actually be quite interested. So for anyone watching this, I'd be very interested if anyone's been into surgery what was the experience like that you had when you were rendered unconscious, when you were knocked out? Is it like going to sleep? Do you just go, oh, I feel really sleepy now, and just like go to sleep? Or is it like, oh, I feel very strange and weird, and then you just sort of, is it like time travel? Do you wake up and say, ow, everything hurts, but the surgery's been done? I don't know. I have no reference for this. I guess I could look it up, but it would be better to have like real people explain, I guess. So yeah, I ended up in vascular studies. I was there super early, like really, really early, because I was super nervous. So I got there and I was like, where's the toilets? I need to pee, and I need to pee some more, and I'm going to keep needing to pee until we've had the appointment. So go in there, and it's an ultrasound. So the lady takes the goo, the nurse takes the goo, and he puts on the thing and scans up and down your leg, the whole leg, except that didn't do the foot, but did do the whole leg. So thigh and calf. And she found it's DVT, deep vein thrombosis, so 2 blockages. And I got to look at the scan as well. I was like, oh, okay. I was interested in what was going on. So I was looking at the scan, and she's like, yeah, squeezing my calf. And then when she lets go, you can see like a little bit of flow, and then it just stops. So she's like, yeah, this vein is blocked, this vein's blocked, which is why it's filling but not draining. So my leg and my foot are filling but not draining. Okay, all right. And I'm like, is that good or bad? And she's like, well, they're small and there's not many of them, so it's good. So everyone that I've spoken to who is a medical professional seems to be positive. And then I went through to talk to another nurse who's part of vascular studies. So I spoke to this other nurse who actually walks a dog around here. So we had a nice discussion of the history of the area, because there's a lot of archaeology in this area, and one of my passions is like amateur archaeology. I love history. So we had to talk about that, but she said, are you on anything at the moment? Have you been prescribed? So I described like the whole event leading up to that point, and I told her what medication I was on. Even though she's got the notes, she still wants it from me. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm on, and she's like, what do you want? And I'm like, Apiaxaban. And she's like, close, Apixaban. All right, cool. So she said the 2 tablets a day was the loading dose, and now for the next 3 months, it's 1 tablet a day for the next 3 months. Things should get better. So things should get better over that time, but they won't get better immediately. There won't be a time where it just like frees up and it's fine. I'm like, okay, cool. So it's like by degrees it'll get better. So that's for the DVT, the deep vein thrombosis. Can I do this without doxing myself? Yeah, deep vein thrombosis. That's the thing they give you. Exposure. Cool. Which has a bunch of interesting information in it with regard to what I can and can't do. Will there be any problems? What types? So there's like 3 medications. There's heparin, warfarin, apixaban. Apixaban is not mentioned here. There is one that requires injections, and that's heparin, I think. Oh yeah, no, it is. We had a problem with injections. The NHS has been very good. They've actually have it on my medical record that needles, if there's a possibility of doing something without the use of needles, they'll try it, they'll do it. So I haven't had any blood tests taken. I think I'm up on all my vaccinations, but blood tests and any like extra stuff to do with needles, I'm not doing that. So they were quite okay, because normally you would also have to have blood tests with this. But yeah, they were cool with that. Oh, sorry, I can probably talk for too long. That's one of my problems. You get in front of the microphone, it's like, I just want to give you a quick recap, and then you end up talking for half an hour.
I'm gonna shut up now.
No, don't do that. I haven't talked to anybody in a while.
Yeah, but we're not talking. I'm talking. You've said like 10 words since we left Zurich.
Well, listening to you, it's relaxing.
But. So the three problems that I have currently. The broken foot, that should be getting up to a point where it's okay. So I have the original printouts, and the actual break is just kind of there. It's like highlighted in black. I'm not going to hold it up because of exposure. And it does have a phone number here, so I'll fold this in such a way that I don't dox anyone. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So it's got well, not that you can read that anyway. But it's got a bunch of stuff. So like right. Like week 0 to 3, week 3 to 6, 6 to 12, and then 12 plus. So we're coming up to the end of week 5. So it'll be 5 weeks tomorrow since breaking my foot. Wean off the crutches or boot if you have one. Start walking around your house at first and then try outside. The thing about the boot is, I've already mugged it off. It's in the bottom of the channel.
Hey, right, where's your BAR? Bottom of the channel, Sergeant Fitz tried to drown me.
No, it's not in the bottom of the channel. It's actually in the back of my car. They did ask where the boot was, and I was like, well, since it probably is the cause of the blood clots, I opted just to use sticks, and like since we're in week 5, I'm just like, sticks, week 5, I'm not wearing the boot again unless it's necessary, because I don't want to promote more blood clots. So yeah, the pain in my foot there's likely to be sort of feeling or pain related to the fracture for the next 12 months. The calf and the swelling, that's the next 3 months, so that's fun. And then the back, she did say, have you had a scan on your back? And I'm like, no, I have no scans on my back. There was the triage nurse. A triage nurse? No, triage doctor. There's a doctor. She did like push around on my back, but there was no like immediate pain related to a break or a fracture. So I think what happened is where your spine is, and you've got all the ribs connected to the spine. I think when I fell, I just pushed all the ribs, so all the connective tissue has been shunted and kind of bruised. Still not able to sleep laying flat on my back. I have tried a couple of times, and I can get about 5 hours before waking up in pain. And it's weird because you dream about the pain, and then you wake up and you're in pain, and it's like, all right, cool. So the back's going to get better in time, I guess. It's just a case of time. The downside to the apixaban, the blood thinners, is that a lot of the like painkillers, over-the-counter painkillers. Let's see, things like ibuprofen, which you just get from the supermarché. It's like 22 pence or something. Can't take it because it'll mess with my tummy. In fact, with the blood thinners, they said, look, there might be side effects. If there's side effects, phone us immediately and maybe stop taking it. But it's like, if your poop turns black, I'm like, oh no, that's deep bleeding inside you. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. No, it's slightly green because I eat a lot of lettuce. You didn't need to know that, but you do now. That's now in your brain. So everything's fine there. I don't think there's anything else really. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Anything else that they said? No, everything's fine. Everything's kind of trending upwards after having a lot of trending downwards, I guess. So there's been a lot of like, you rolled your foot, it's a break, your back now hurts, and now your leg hurts. And it's just like a bunch of compounding stuff. I know I'm not, it's not the worst thing that people can have, and I know a lot of people, well, some of the people watching the channel have had a lot worse. Whew. But yeah, fully breathing in reminds you of the pain. Dropping stuff on the floor reminds you of the pain, like having to pick stuff up off the ground. So where is Stick? Stick behind me. Oh yeah, Stick's behind me. There's one here and one down by the front door. I'm using one at the moment to walk around. I can do some of the day without using the crutches, but sort of towards the evening it gets a little bit more painful. Towards the evening, like, my foot looks like you've taken a glove, you know, those latex gloves, and go shh and inflate it. My foot looks like an inflated latex glove. But it starts the day looking kind of normal, but kind of deep red. So it's getting better, but it's going to take time. So good. I think that's everything. There's probably some stuff I've forgotten. Yeah, in terms of videos on the channel, I'm still putting out about 4 a week. It feels less, but like Baldur's Gate 3, I keep trying to record it, and every time I do some medical malady, or I need to do a phone call or to some, like a doctor or something, or something comes along related to this, I haven't been able to do Baldur's Gate in a while. It'll happen. It'll just happen when it happens. Health first, I guess. But yeah, once again, thank you for everyone for being here. Don't worry about finances. Oh yeah, don't worry about finances. That was the other thing that I was going to say. Yeah, even though I went to the big hospital, the most I spent was £6.50, $6.50 for car parking. Yeah, I walked in, got the scan, did everything, and they went, here's your handy dandy notes, and call us if anything's wrong. The exit's over there. I was like, all right. Yeah, you don't need to fill any documentation. You don't need to. There's no like insurance stuff. You don't need to be in anything. Yeah, just paid for the car park. So the total amount that I have paid is $9.50 for the prescription for Pixaban and $6.50 for the car park. So about it's $16, $16 dues, or £16 sterling, which is fine. It's fine. Yeah, there'll be another prescription to top that up, and then hopefully fine. I'll just hand the sticks back when I'm able to walk properly, and the boot. I think the boot is just like, yeah, once your foot has been in it, they just bin it. So yes. But yeah, once again, thank you for sticking around through this interesting time. It's certainly an interesting time. Yeah, Stranded Deep has been 2 videos a week. You've got a bit of Bramble the Mountain King, which has been going on. That's an interesting game. I'm sure we'll move on to other things because it's quite a short one, and then we'll be back to Baldur's Gate when I have the time to do it. Otherwise, I hope life is treating everyone else much better, far better. And if it's not, I wish you all a speedy recovery, because I know some of you are also in a medical malady. And yeah, you have my sympathy. You very much have my sympathy. Otherwise, I tell you what, like, subscribe, hit the button if you want notifications. Don't hit it if you don't want notifications, and I'll catch you next time.